Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JDnFerg show. Sorry that we didn't have this episode out to you last week. Our bad. Stuff happens. But let's just go ahead and cap off the AFC North with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then after that we'll jump into the Bengals. Now, just to get into some of the rankings already. For the offense, the Steelers ranked 21st in points all around with 20.3 average. They were 12th in yards with 372 per game. 10th in the pass with 253, and then 14th in the rush, averaging around 118 yards per game. On the defensive side of the ball, they were basically solid as a team could get, really. They were first in points, yards, and pass, and they were number 8th against the run, allowing 99.8 yards per game. Now, there's some changes and some scenarios that could affect this team greatly this offseason. Todd Haley is the new offensive coordinator. Can Ben Roethlisberger adapt to that? Rashard Mendenhall will start on the PUP list at the beginning of this season, which brings me to the question of, does Isaac Redman have enough in his legs to carry that offense on his back? And then also, with the Mike Wallace situation, Antonio Brown's a free agent next year. They need to work something out with these receivers because re-signing Jericho Cotchery is not going to save your offense. So just backtracking a little bit, with Mendenhall and Isaac Redman, do you think Redman has it?
No. He's either hot or he's completely not. There was games last year where Mendenhall was in the game. Isaac Redman got a few carries. He was hot off the chain, blew it up on some tough teams. Mendenhall goes down, Isaac Redman comes in. Dude, you're the man. Going up against some easy teams, blew it. Big time, blew it. No.
Don't think he has enough, huh?
I don't think he's got the juice.
Well, that's something we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on during preseason and training camp. As far as the draft went and free agency, have they done anything to improve their team?
Yeah, I believe they have. Let's get into the touchdown breakdowns real quick. They got 13 touchdowns. 21 passing touchdowns, 1 return and 1 defensive touchdown last year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They ended up getting 35 sacks while giving up 42 sacks. And with the awesome defense that they had, this one blew my mind. A -13 in the turnover ratio. That's rough. A defense like that should be causing a hell of a lot more turnovers.
I agree.
Man, that one kind of caught me off guard. I was like, I had to check that one twice. I was like, whoa. Anyways, let's get down to the draft. Their first round pick, David DeCastro, guard, 6'5", 316 pounds, out of Stanford.
Exactly what they needed.
Exactly what they needed. That man, he was the guy protecting Andrew Luck, and did Andrew Luck get sacked a lot? No, he did not. So that guy's pretty dang good. Then you had their second round pick, offensive tackle, Mike Adams, 6'7", 323 pounds, out of Ohio State. This guy's a monster. He'll do just fine in that defense. Or, excuse me, the offense. Which brings me to my next guy I was thinking of. Sean Spence. He's a linebacker. He's only 5'11", 230. In weight. He's coming out of Miami. This guy's got a great upside ability, and after the little stuff they got going in their linebacker core this year or this offseason, Sean Spencer will get to play. I'm almost positive of it. He's, like I said, he's a little short, but he will do the job just fine. I like what they did in this draft. They got a lot of stuff that they're probably going to get to use. The top 3 are the ones that I'm going to talk about. The other ones they definitely had some other good ones. I'm not going to talk about those right now. They beefed up their offensive line. They did more to their defense. I don't know if that was possible, but we're going to find out. Now, some of their needs were offensive lineman, wide receiver, defensive lineman, and cornerback. All aspects covered.
Good job.
Great job. They did re-sign Isaac Redman this year. They also re-signed Jericho Cotchery.
Why?
Yeah. Not really sure why on Cotchery. I'm going to leave it at
security blanket, maybe? I mean, he does still have the hands. He could be a decent possession receiver. But as far as explosive, he doesn't have that explosion anymore.
Yeah, you got Antonio Brown as your slot receiver. You got Mike Wallace if he's still there. He's your...
Which you need to get him there. Emmanuel Sanders, which shows a lot of potential and speed as well.
Potential. So, I mean, Jericho Cotchery literally is your security blanket, if anything else. I mean, I can't think of any other reason why they would re-sign him. We're not the coaches. We only got our ideas.
Right.
And we've been pretty dang good so far, haven't we?
And now, speaking of ideas, I wonder what kind of ideas the Bengals have. Because in this season, they did lose two young, good potential having wide receivers in Jerome Simpson, who went to Minnesota, and then Andre Caldwell, who is now a Bronco. Now, looking at their stats, their offensive rankings for last year, they were 18th in points with 21.5 per game, 20th in yards with 319, 20th in the pass alone at 208, and they were 19th in the rush, averaging 111 yards a game. On the defensive side of the ball, again, every team in the AFC North has pretty good defenses.
Solid.
They were 9th in points, allowing 20. 9th in the pass at 211. Total yards, they were 7th, allowing 316. And they were 10th against the rush with 104. So pretty good, solid defense. They're trying to improve on offense, though. Do you think that allowing those two players to go is improving?
Hell no. Dude, Jerome Simpson. I'm just going to put it out there real quick. The flip. Any man that can do a flip over another 6-foot dude
and land
it, I'm keeping him. I'm just saying. The guy's got freak talents. Andre Caldwell. Yes, he's been a little quiet, but he has always been a solid receiver. Yeah, it is what it is.
And one good acquisition that they did make this offseason for the running back position, they did end up getting Jarvis Green Ellis the first round of free agency, and I think that was a pretty good pickup for him.
I like the pickup. On the other hand, they also lost Cedric Benson. You can take that either one way or another. Cedric Benson has had his moments where the man's truly dominated.
Yes.
He's also had his moments where he's truly not. But Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, I will say this. I'm a little nervous for him in this division. This division is defense heavy and defensively large. He's a small guy.
And he's going to be playing solid defenses, each team, twice in a year. So that already is going to
I like it as a
give him a hard time.
I like it as a pickup. But in this division, I'm nervous for him.
It'll definitely test his mettle.
Oh, man, will it ever. But, all right, let's break down the Bengals' touchdowns. 10 rushing touchdowns, 21 passing touchdowns, 1 punt and kick return, and 3 defensive touchdowns. They ended up getting 45 sacks while only giving up 25.
Very good ratio.
Beautiful ratio. Now, a turnover ratio of 0. They broke dead even. That's better than negative.
Guess you can't have it all, right? You got to have something to improve on the next year.
Right. And I will say this about the Bengals, their offensive side, their little offensive woes. It sounds like they had a rough year on their offense, going by the numbers. But realistically, they had a rookie quarterback that truly actually did, for this division, have a great freaking year. You know, so yes, their offensive numbers and the rankings may not have looked all that great, but BS aside, the rookie did pretty dang good. So,
and with the line only allowing that many sacks, that's got to help with growth.
Yeah, hell yes. When you're getting that well protected, you know, it's just upside. But on the downside, you just did give away 2 damn good wide receivers. So, let's get on. They had a lot of picks. Their needs were wide receiver, obviously, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, linebacker, cornerback, and running back. They covered all aspects except for the linebacker. And the reason being is because they lost 2 linebackers in the free agency, and they only filled 1 of the spots. They did re-sign Manny Lawson. The guy is a monster. I don't know how anybody could have ever given him up. Just saying. Anyways, let's get down to it. The cornerback. They ended up getting Kirkpatrick in the first round. Kid's out of Alabama. He'll do just fine. 6'1". Guy's tall. He's fast. Got hands. This guy's a cover corner easily. You know, he's almost like a dead space out there. Who's another one? Devon Still, defensive tackle, he was a second pick in the second round. 6'5", 302 pounds. Guy is a monster down in the middle. That's a good way of stopping a rush right there. This guy, he's not so good on the pass rush, but the guy is unbelievable in the defensive end, the defensive rush end. So I like where that's going. You know, look at the division. A lot of heavy hitting rushers in that division. I think it's a great pickup. Wide receiver, Mohamed Sanu. I like this kid. He was out of the Rutgers, 6'2", 211 pounds. He's raw as hell, but man, this guy fits in this division. I was actually surprised the Steelers didn't pick him up because when I looked at this guy, I said, man, this guy's got Steeler written all over him because he's just a hard hitter. He's a man that's going to go up. He's okay with taking a big hit. Give him the big hit. He's going to pop back up like he was a jack-in-the-box. Whoop, here I am. So, but hey, Bengals got him. It was a good pickup for after losing Jerome Simpson and Andre Caldwell. I did like that a lot. We'll see how that one plays out. Their losses. Jerome Simpson, Andre Caldwell, Cedric Benson, we mentioned. They also lost Bo Scaife, tight end.
They lost him to New England, who had just released him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bo.
I just wanted to say I felt bad for the guy. He's good. He's not fantastic. He's good. He tries his heart out. He's a decent blocker even. I don't know why they got rid of him. I thought they would have even just kept him as like as a blocking tight end, and then picked up another tight end for the passing option. But anyways, they did sign Terrence Newman, Jamal Anderson, Ben Jarvis Green. I like Terrence Newman. He's got at least 3 to 4 years left in him. Jamal Anderson, he's a hard-nosed runner. He's been in this division before. But he hasn't really produced. That's my problem with him. He's had his little spurts, but for the most part, he really hasn't produced like he should have. But anyways, the re-signs, Manny Lawson, love that guy. Adam Jones, God. Pat Sims, Reggie Nelson, I'm loving these guys. Good re-signs. Good signs. Your losses, I'm curious about. I'm nervous for you about those. That's all I got on the Bengals this week.
And that's all we have for this episode, wrapping up the AFC North. So until next time, subscribe, share, and show that you care.